John is forced to live in New San Francisco without his partner, but he starts training for a tournament that will pit him against the nation's top drivers. While keeping up the appearance of an ordinary citizen, he searches for ways to sneak out of the city and reunite with Quiet. On one of these attempts, John falls badly and breaks his arm, making his pilot training even harder. Raven notices John's repeated escape attempts and assigns more guards to watch him closely every day. Despite this, John continues finding loopholes to try escaping. Unbeknownst to him, the real Raven has set up several copies of herself around the city to maintain control over the population. While Alpha Raven relaxes at Kelly's bar, Beta Raven is running the community meeting at Golden Gate Park, and Gamma Raven is sent to deal with the Piers labor strike. When John encounters the real Raven, he realizes she is far harsher than the first one he met. She angrily scolds him for wasting his energy on escape attempts instead of focusing on his training, since the tournament could begin at any moment. During this encounter, John learns why Raven is so determined to win. She wants to bring Kelly back. To prevent any more escape efforts, she gives John a strict new schedule. From now on, his life is limited to training, going home, and sleeping, nothing else. Meanwhile, in Molesto, workers are forced to stay productive under threat of execution. A raid takes place where masked women kill almost everyone inside to steal medicine. They discover that the factory has stopped producing medicine for the city's insiders. When the head of the facility fails to assist them, Krista burns his face brutally and photographs the results. Later, Sweet Tooth and Stu attack 3 innocent people to steal their possessions. Stu spares one victim, but the clown finishes him off, ripping out his heart with his own hands. John's TV is confiscated as punishment for trying to escape, so he spends the afternoon diving into the books on his shelf, discovering a new interest. While reading, he realizes that issue 89 is missing and searches desperately for it, not wanting to skip any details. After their violent raid on Molesto, Krista and her group of dolls return to their shelter and celebrate with a party. Since breaking up with John, Quiet has been living with these women, joining their missions despite disagreeing with their excessive violence. When Quiet hears Krista plans to tear down the city walls to steal supplies, she becomes concerned, knowing that innocent lives could be endangered. When John finally tracks down issue 89, he finds it ruined and had been used to hide cigarettes. He decides to read Krista's diary from her time in the room and learns of her fascination with horses. While reading, John discovers a map drawn by his sister, showing a route through the sewers, which he plans to use to escape. The next day, Chester comes to take John to class. John convinces him to climb into the bathtub so the water hides their conversation. He explains the sewer map and suggests they flee through it. Chester is reluctant at first, aware that life outside is tough. But John inspires him with a passionate speech about freedom, and Chester agrees to escape with him. Meanwhile, Quiet talks to Krista about her invasion plan, expressing worry for the other dolls. Dana, Ashley, and the rest would be facing a full army of soldiers. Krista insists the mission is necessary to bring the insiders back to reality. Elsewhere, Sweet Tooth challenges Big Baby, a notorious criminal. During their battle, Big Baby strikes with his umbilical cord, and his mother tries to intervene but is knocked out. Sweet Tooth uses the cord to hang Big Baby. Just as he's about to finish him, he learns of an even more infamous criminal, Trash Man, and decides to pursue him next. Before getting into the van, Stu notices Sweet Tooth's irritation over lacking recognition. He proposes a competition where Sweet Tooth can face the nation's top criminals, allowing him to cement his status as the ultimate criminal. John breaks into Raven's garage to put his plan into action and discovers Kelly inside an ambulance, comatose. Raven is scheming to bring her back to life. While investigating, John sees several TV screens broadcasting Calypso, inviting the world's best drivers to a tournament the following week. The winner will have a wish granted, and Raven intends for John to win so she can use his wish to save Kelly. When she learns that John has stolen the ambulance to escape, she is briefly panicked, but quickly relieved when she finds he left Kelly behind. Meanwhile, upon hearing Calypso announce the tournament, Quiet convinces the dolls to participate so they can use their wish to tear down the city walls. As John tries to leave the city, he is ambushed by 2 cars opening fire. Spotting a truck and 2 masked women firing missiles, John narrowly avoids disaster as the missiles destroy the other vehicles instead of his ambulance. Krista realizes that the vehicle her gang had planned to rob is being driven by her brother. John is chased, but escapes, though a missile hits his ambulance, causing a crash. As he climbs out, Quiet shoots him, shocked to see him alive. His sister then appears, but John doesn't recognize her, and he collapses after Ashley attacks. A decade earlier, Krista and her boyfriend meet with council members to discuss business. After being asked to leave, Krista meets the other members' girlfriends. During the meeting, Miranda draws a revolver, revealing her boyfriend ordered her to kill all the women to seize the supplies. Krista persuades her to join forces instead, promising they can take control together. The women unite, steal weapons, and launch a violent revolt, forming the group that would almost take her brother's life. When John wakes up, Ashley suspects he is a spy, believing he couldn't have escaped alone. She prepares to torture him for answers, but Quiet and Krista arrive in time. Quiet frees John and introduces Krista as his sister. Though John doesn't remember her, he hugs her, recognizing that pretending to trust her is his safest option in the doll's hideout. Following his girlfriend's advice, he decides to try to reconnect with Krista and give them a chance to rebuild their relationship. Later that day, John retrieves his old car and is delighted to find that Quiet has upgraded it. He's eager to start a new chapter with her and mentions his grandfather's mountain cabin, inviting Quiet to come along. She refuses, insisting they have a mission to accomplish and won't abandon it. When John learns she plans to enter the tournament, he urges her not to, knowing it's almost guaranteed elimination. But Quiet explains her reasons, and John realizes her determination. She wants to win to tear down the city walls. John offers to drive in her place, and Krista arranges a contest to select the best driver for the dolls. The race begins as competitors speed through a minefield, dodging explosions. Midway, paint bursts cover their windshields, obstructing their view. John cleverly washes the windows by passing through a puddle and pushes on toward the finish. Near the end, Ashley's car hits a mine and explodes. After surviving countless bombs, John and Quiet briefly argue, but Quiet activates turbo mode to finish the final stretch. Her car is destroyed in a major accident, but seeing she's unharmed relieves John. Still, he worries, knowing she'll represent the dolls in the tournament. Suddenly, Quiet realizes Mayhem is missing and ventures into the forest with John to find her. They discover an ambush. Quiet frees Mayhem by cutting the chains and fires at their attackers. The cavemen dodge her shots, forcing John to join the fight. After taking down an enemy, Quiet retrieves her axe and kills another with a single strike. John praises her impressive skills and tells her that, though he doesn't agree with competing, he will support her. Quiet then invites John to participate alongside her in the tournament, and he immediately accepts. Late at night, Garrett and his brother break into a cemetery to dig up a grave, but the coffin isn't there. Grim suddenly appears, kills them, and steals their souls before continuing to dig until he uncovers the motorcycle he will use for the tournament. With only 2 days until the competition, Krista leads the dolls to Diesel City for more weapons. Along the way, she orders a rest and takes a detour to spend extra time talking with her brother. While driving alone, Quiet listens to her favorite DVD and suddenly hears Mayhem's voice. Terrified, she stops and opens the trunk, furious to find the girl planning to enter the tournament. Mayhem claims she's an excellent driver, so Quiet lets her try. Mayhem struggles, not knowing how to change gears, and Quiet mocks her as the girl barely escapes the car. Krista and John arrive at the Millennium Drive-In. John hesitates, uncertain what lies ahead, but Krista explains their childhood visits to the theater and John's obsession with watching movies in the car. Even so, John refuses to go in until Krista calls him a coward. Night falls as they walk through the deserted cinema and sit in an old car to watch a movie. Krista assures John that they are alone, though they've been watched since arriving. When the projector fails, she discusses the past to help him regain some memories. John confesses he prefers to leave his past behind, fearing guilt, and focus on the present. Suddenly, the car is attacked, forcing them to flee. Just as they try to escape, an unknown force pushes them back, and surrounding lights switch on. 2 nearby vehicles explode, revealing Axel standing on a massive 2-wheeled machine. The siblings are shocked and decide to run. Taking cover, John fires at Axel, who shields himself with a wheel, grazing Krista's face. John quickly changes his strategy, telling his sister to hide while he keeps shoot. Next time, suddenly, the car is attacked, forcing them to flee. Just as they try to escape, an unknown force pushes them back, and surrounding lights switch on. 2 nearby vehicles explode, revealing Axel standing on a massive 2-wheeled machine. The siblings are shocked and decide to run. Taking cover, John fires at Axel, who shields himself with a wheel, grazing Krista's face. John quickly changes his strategy, telling his sister to hide while he keeps shooting. After hitting one of Axel's tires, the man chases Krista to a hiding spot, and they remain silent, hoping not to draw attention. After losing Axel, the siblings breathe a sigh of relief. Krista accuses John of shooting her in the face and treats the wound without any anesthesia to avoid a scar, impressing John with her bravery. While trying to survive, Quiet continues giving Mayhem driving lessons to prepare her for the tournament. Mayhem struggles through multiple tests and faces a final challenge, driving under pressure with a gun pointed at her head. When she fails again, Quiet tells her she isn't suited for the championship and suggests giving up. Frustrated, Mayhem climbs out and returns to the trunk, regretting ever leaving. Once her wound is closed, Krista devises a new plan to reach her car without alerting Axel. They carefully cross the parking lot, and Axel does not notice them as he tends to his own injuries. John prepares to fire his gun at Axel to eliminate him, but when he sees Axel feeding on gasoline, he realizes the man is no ordinary human and wonders how he is still alive. Taking advantage of Axel's distraction, Krista sneaks into his hideout and discovers that he is a cyborg with metal arms. While exploring, she is captured. Seeing the scientist threatening his sister, John puts down his gun and learns that the old man is responsible for turning Axel into a monster, merging humans with cars to create living vehicles. Once Krista frees herself, John attacks the scientist. Through a window, they see him fall on a metal cylinder that impales him, killing him instantly. Krista then cuts the power, releasing Axel from the shape field that had held him captive. Quiet decides to continue teaching Mayhem to drive, when she learns the girl hopes to win the tournament for a better life. While practicing, they see Jeremy's body eerily walking toward them. Grim suddenly appears and kills him with his sword. Watching her friend's soul being taken, Quiet commands Mayhem to turn around and flee immediately. On the run, Axel appears, forcing Mayhem to swerve off the road to avoid a crash. Grim accidentally collides with the cyborg, and a fight breaks out between them. This gives Quiet and Mayhem the opportunity to escape. They rush to Krista and John to inform them of the events. After realizing that Ashley and Jeremy have been eliminated, the siblings drive away. The following morning, the group holds a farewell funeral for their friends. Later that day, they arrive at Diesel City, and Krista begins devising a plan to raid the city for the most powerful weapons available. So, what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below, and if you liked the video, like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you next time.